Your parents got divorced. What do you remember from that period of time? Because that had a big impact on you back then.
Yeah, I mean, back then, this was like the late 60s, early 70s. Parents, for whatever reason, believed you never told your kids anything. You never gave them the sad news. You just kind of left them in the dark. And I realized that was the worst thing that you could do because, as they were going through the process of separating, my dad would only come home on the weekends. So during the week, if I was over at my friend Megan's house and her dad was home, I'd say, well, why is your dad home? Why isn't he at the office? Because when I'd ask my mom, where's dad? She'd say he's at the office. And so I thought all dads were at the office during the week and only came home on weekends.
Yeah.
And nobody ever explained it. And so it got to the point, of my 6th grade graduation and my dad's not there and all my friends are asking me, where is he? And I don't have any answers. I just said, oh, he died, and it was the only way I could get them to stop asking me the question because I couldn't say, I don't know where he is.
That made you feel how at the time?
Yeah, it made me feel abandoned and, it put a sense of loneliness and fear and being isolated, and feeling different than everybody else who had their dad there.
Because your brother Johnny once said, I could never understand why he'd want to go to Las Vegas with a Playmate of the Year rather than take us to Disneyland.
I guess I felt the same way. And then as their relationship ended and they went their separate ways, then that's when I got to have more time with my dad. So when I was 14, 15 years old, then I was meeting, his new girlfriend, whoever that was at the time. And I got to spend much more time with him during the summer. During the winter, he would take us to USC football games and different events. So everything that I did with him was always around sports or movies. That's kind of what we did.
I wanted to ask you about your mom because she obviously is a bit of an unsung hero, doesn't get near as much attention, but the role she played in your life is what?
I guess that's where I get the softer, sweeter side. My mom was, just this beautiful, sweet. She just was always very giving and very lovable. And I think, she wanted her family together, and she was heartbroken by the marriage ending. And I don't think she ever really recovered from that heartbreak.
Really?
And, it was hard on her. And, I miss both my parents, but I think people tell me I remind them of my mother, and that's a really nice compliment.